Welcome to There's Layers to This, a live show streaming every Tuesday that blends Web3, art, toads, and lasagna level commentary. Hosted by Valerie and Creatress, the show breaks down blockchain, AI, space tech, and more in a casual and fun way. Enjoy the show.
Hello. Welcome everybody to There's Layers to This, season 7, episode 6. Let's say hello to Creatress, our friend over here. How are you doing?
Doing excellent today. Happy Wednesday. I know usually we're on Tuesday, but it was very busy yesterday. So I'm really happy that we are here today on a Wednesday, belly button of the week. How are you doing, Belle?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling really good. The weather is heating up. We've been like in the high 70s, low 80s here in San Diego, and then LA, it's been in the hundreds. So getting hot. Summer's here, it feels like already. So yeah, things are good. And I'm excited for this episode because today we're going to have our special guest and friend, Maximilian, who's going to join us a little bit later in the episode. But yeah, just want to say hello to all of you who are tuning in. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. We appreciate the support. But if you are new here, my name is Valerie, aka V Dizzle, and a little bit about our show. We talk everything from art, Web3, toads. Sometimes we talk about skateboarding. We definitely talk about food. A lot of times it's the lasagna, but I think we have some snacks we're eating today. So grab your snacks. I'm eating some blackberries. I'm like, what kind of berry is this? The blackberries. Creatress, what are you snacking on today?
Well, I just ate a bowl of steamed veggies with cheese. And I also have a very nostalgic snack from Mexico that I love. These are my favorite chips. They're called churrumais.
I don't think I've ever had those before.
Pretty good. They're pretty good. It's like a lemon and like spicy flavor. And they're not too spicy, it's not too much. It's not Takis. I don't like Takis. Just putting that out there. That's too much. But these are like just right. So, yes, I got my snacks over here. No lasagna today.
No lasagna. We've got a picture of lasagna, so we got that covered. But we also bring the vibes here. So we love to, lay back, have some chill vibes, and also laugh. So, yeah, we hope you enjoy the episode today. A little bit about me. I started in the Web3 space back in May of 2021 through a very well-known entrepreneur and business guru, Gary Vee. Gary Vee has started a NFT collection on Ethereum called VeeFriends, and I actually won in a giveaway. So my very first NFT was gifted to me directly to my wallet from Gary himself. And on the secondary market, I had offer of 140,000 minimum. I could have definitely sold it for more. And unfortunately, I didn't sell it. I did not know. I was so new to crypto and the NFT space. I did not know there were cycles. I didn't think that things go up and things go down. So it's all good because it led me to awesome people who are building and creating and also interested in the tech. So it led me to friends like Creatress and friends like Maximilian, who will be on the show later. And so, yeah, I'm just happy to be here and continue to uplift everyone that's here and then also pioneer and advocate for blockchain and all the tech. So what I do now is I started a Web3 meetup group in San Diego called San Diego NFT Friends. We meet once a month, every single month. So our next meetup will be next Thursday. I'll share more about that because it's Bitcoin Pizza Day. And then I also started an event company called Red Rug Edutainment. So I do a lot of side events to some of the bigger conferences, and we do workshops and all the good stuff. So that's a little bit about me, but I'll bring it over to Creatress so she can share about herself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Creatress, also known as S7E6 for those who can pronounce it. And I am a multidisciplinary artist, originally from Mexico. Got a chance to go to school and study in San Diego art school. And I've gotten a chance to live both in Mexico and in the United States. So very much a dual citizen of two very different cultures. And I mentioned that because my work definitely is informed by my experience as both a Mexican and an American person. So, and a woman, ideally, also too. That definitely also comes into play. So, I have gotten a chance to explore many art mediums, and my favorite one is sculpting. But it's also my favorite thing is also to perform live and share everything that I do with others and bring them into my into my process, into my art process. So the thing that I'm most known for is doing virtual reality, mixed reality performances that bring in tech, visual art, music, dance, and just like connection, a true connection with the audience, which is what inspires my work. So I've gotten a chance to perform over 35 times at Web3 events in the past 4 years. And I really got started in Web3 in 2017 through XRP. Got pulled back in 2021 with the Doge run, and then also with Clubhouse, where I learned about NFTs, where I really got to know the Web3 community that we have here now. And I got to start minting NFTs, collecting NFTs, and really learning all about the tech and what we can do with it in 2021. So fast forward, we're in 2025 and it still feels early, still feels like we're just getting started. But all of those experiences have led me to meeting Val, meeting Maximilian online and in person. And now we've put together a lot of different things, events, basically built a community, and now we produce this show. We're on season 7. This is a long time coming, but here we are. Oh, Val, I can't hear you.
I was muted there. Thank you. No, we've got Petey Groves in the audience. Thank you so much for coming in and supporting. He's also a fellow V friend. So love that he's coming in. And he asks you, Creatress, is Latina still acceptable?
Of course. Of course. Latina, Mexican, indigenous, whatever.
All the above.
All of the above. All of the above, as long as it's said with love.
There we go. Well, you heard it here. I do have a fun little meme I'm going to show later on that kind of is related to the Latina thing. You'll see what I mean. So stay tuned to the end of the episode and you'll see what I'm talking about. But let's get into it, guys. Okay, so Peter Groves also says, always love friends. Love you. And he says, good to see you ladies still in the metaverse. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
We're not leaving.
And I'm a V friend too. Gotta say, we're all we're all in it. We're in it. I really am. OG Ox, let's go.
All right. Well, are you ready to get into some of the hot topics we have today for the news?
Yes, let's get into the dungeon, into the hot topic dungeon.
Let's go. We're brewing some tea here. We're brewing some tea. All right. So yes, this is season 7, episode 6. And of course, we are live on X, on YouTube, and we're now live on Abstract, which is a layer 2 built on top of Ethereum, coming from the Pudgy Penguins and Abstract team. And this is live streaming on chain, guys. So we are also live streaming on chain. Let's go. So appreciate everybody who follows us, especially please go and follow us on YouTube. You can look us up. There's layers to this, and our channel should definitely show up. And go and subscribe, because we're trying to grow our channel over there. So please, that would be helpful. If you love supporting us and love everything we do, go over there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But yeah, let's get on with this. So it's time for our segment called In the Layered Now. Okay, so our show is called There's Layers to This because we as humans have layers. The earth has layers. I mean, everything around us pretty much has layers to it, right? So this is a segment. What's that?
Lasagna. Abstract is an L2. Hello, you literally just said abstract is an L2. So
hello.
Like the middle layer.
So yes, so this news, we're gonna layer in some things about AI and what's happening in tech and space. So you never really know what you're gonna get in this segment, but yeah, let's get into it. So if you guys were here last episode, we had talked about the spacecraft Cosmos 482, okay? And so just to remind you guys, this was a spacecraft that was launched in 1972 by the Soviet Union, and its mission was intended to go to Venus and conduct some experiments. And so Venus is a very gaseous, very hot planet, and so they created this spacecraft to withstand those high heats. Well, unfortunately, it malfunctioned and it never made it out of Earth's orbit. And it actually broke up in four parts. And so two of the parts immediately crashed down to Earth, but there were still two parts orbiting the Earth ever since then. So it's been about like 52 years. Well, apparently part of Cosmos 482 has been getting closer and closer, indicating that it was going to crash down back to Earth. And so we had told you guys that we were tracking it. There was this website here that I posted about that shows you real time where Cosmos 4082 was orbiting. So scientists had determined that it was going to crash anywhere between I think May 7th to May 13th. They couldn't know exactly where because there wasn't actually like a tracking device. They could use their best guesses with everything that's around it, but yeah, they didn't really know specifically where. So with that being said, I actually was up late at night, like I don't know, maybe it was like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was following a live stream. So I want to show you guys a little bit of what that looked like. There was thousands of people all over the world tracking this thing. And let's see if we can play this video.
Astronaut Johnny Kim working to remove the glass.
So this is the live. This is actually the International Space Station, and then this is the real-time map. You can see here where Cosmos 482 was. And then this little screen here is just what the ISS sees. It just saw like black space at that moment. But you can see people in the chat commenting. So yeah, this was, what day was this? I think this was May 10th. I think it ended up crashing on May 10th. And people are speculating it landed in the Indian Ocean. So that was like what everyone had hoped for. Obviously, we don't want it to crash on land because it could potentially damage structures or cause injuries. So because no one had shared videos of, you know, the spacecraft landing to Earth, they're like, okay, by this point, someone would have shared images or video already. So they suspect that's why it did land in the ocean. So yeah, really interesting. I know you were following some of this, Creatress, but did you happen to like follow it on the tracker or anything?
No, I didn't follow it on the tracker. I actually saw that it landed on Instagram on one of the astronaut people that I follow. I honestly don't remember her name right now, but it's an astronaut that reports obviously on space news on her Instagram. And I just literally happened to see it like as I was looking on Instagram. So I didn't use the tracker, but you know, social media tracker doesn't fail, baby.
Yeah, that's one of the fastest ways to get the news is social media. So hey, not a bad way to find out. Maximilian, who's backstage in our kitchen, she's watching the show too, and she says, wow. So she's entertained right now. I see her backstage also has her snack. So yeah, grab your snacks, guys. If you don't have it yet, you still got time.
Are you entertained? Are you entertained? Sorry, had to. You know, when I hear a phrase and it triggers a moment, that was a Gladiator reference, by the way. If y'all haven't seen Gladiator 2, that's out. Pretty interesting. Onward.
Onwards. In other news, and speaking of entertainment, guys, there is a volcano. If you guys didn't know, we've got volcanoes off of the coast of California, Oregon, and Washington, all along the West Coast. And so there is a active volcano on the seabed. So it's in the ocean, not on our land. But yeah, it's called axial. What is that? My eyes. Seamount. Sorry. I'm like, how do I zoom in? I can't zoom in when it's like blown up like this. But yeah, axial is an active volcano right now. It's about 300 miles from the coastline. But it is about to blow up. It's about to activate. It's been already active, and so they seize the steam coming up from the seabed, and so there's been earthquakes every single day, about 300 to 400 earthquakes, and they say when this thing is about to go off, it will cause about 10,000 earthquakes. So it's far enough that we shouldn't really feel it, and thankfully they say that it shouldn't create tsunamis. So I think we're safe there, but it will give an opportunity for scientists to understand and learn about underwater volcanoes and how they affect the seabed. Because what is going to happen with this volcano is it's not like a typical volcano that you see on like the Geographic, channel, where it just, there's plumes of smoke and ash everywhere, right? So because it's underwater, the way the lava actually happens is it just starts like coming out slowly. And what happens is as it mixes with the ocean water that's cold, it actually forms new land. So they're interested to see how much it's going to change the seabed and how much it will rise. So yeah, I found that really interesting. Did you know that we have like a few active volcanoes off of our West Coast, Creatress?
So I didn't know, but I found out also on social media this week. And I literally remember seeing like this, and it seemed very alarming. I'm like, ooh, should I even go to San Diego? Because, I'm planning on going to San Diego at some point soon. And it was just like, yeah, literally what you said, earthquake, volcano expected to erupt that would cause earthquakes. And I was just like, oh God. And I just tried to like put it in the back of my mind and kind of forget about it. So that's really funny that you would choose to talk about this specifically. But I do have an interesting anecdote, I guess, about a volcano inside the ocean. Well, first of all, when you mentioned that like the lava comes out and it actually just like creates like land, right? That made me think of Hawaii, obviously, because
where you lived for a long time.
Where I lived for some time, yes. Yeah. And I mean, that's literally what those islands are. They're made of lava. So we can see what happens when when volcanoes and seawater mix over thousands of years. And so that part's cool. Maybe there'll be like some cool islands off the coast of San Diego or like off the coast of California. Sometime, I don't know. It probably takes thousands of years, so we probably won't get to see them.
I was going to say, well, let's make sure we buy up that real estate before anyone else does.
Right. I didn't even think of that. But okay, so there's that.
Get your checkbook ready. Get your checkbook ready. Okay. I love that Maximilian. She says, doesn't seem far away enough from me.
Right. Maximilian's out in Vegas. I think we're allowed to say that. And I mean, you got some room there. You'll be fine.
Some distance. I'm concerned. I'm over here at the beach.
You're right on the coast.
I'm like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
Oregon is just right there. So this volcano is like 300 miles from Oregon. So I don't know. I'm actually probably more worried for how would you say it? Oregonians? The people of Oregon?
Organites? I have no idea. Oh, wait, that's not what I was going to mention about the volcanoes. That's not the anecdote. That was just a thought I had when you mentioned about the land. The anecdote I was going to mention was I got a chance to go to Costa Rica once.
Mhm.
And while I was in Costa Rica, we went out on this like boat excursion to fish. Okay, like a fishing excursion. And while we were there, at some point we stopped in like seemingly in the middle of the ocean, but actually the boat guy said that there was actually a volcano, an underwater volcano that we were like floating above. And we actually, yeah, and the way that he knew is because there's like bubbles coming out. So like when you're from the boat, you look in the ocean and you can see like a bunch of little bubbles, like
Right.
or obviously coming up from under. And so we actually jumped in the water and like swam there for a little bit. So I got a chance to swim in the bubbles of an underwater volcano in Costa Rica. Like, I think this was maybe in 2016. So almost, oh my God, almost 10 years ago. Anyway, that's my anecdote. Please continue. Onwards.
I was going to say, was the water warm though when you went in?
I don't remember it being warm. No, it felt pretty normal. But after like 10 minutes, I started getting like
anxiety.
Anxiety because I think someone started doing like the jaws, like
oh gosh.
And then I was like, get me back.
Yeah, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think that's a great transition into what I want to talk about next, because I saw this app called Crash Out Diary. Okay. So this awesome woman, she vibe coded, right? For anyone who doesn't know what vibe coding is, it's basically using AI, putting in prompts like, oh, create an app or a website for me that does X, Y, and Z. Okay. So that is what vibe coding is. So you don't even need to know like actual lines of code. And so this awesome lady vibe coded and created this app called Crash Out Diary. So let's see if I can kind of click into this right now. And, you know, if Creatress was having, you know, like anxiety, let's see. So here's the app, and you get to choose what kind of response you want the AI, you know, to respond with. It could be your boy best friend, a sassy girlfriend, or empathetic friend. What are you feeling, Creatress? What kind of response are you in the mood for?
Let's see what our boy best friend has to say.
Okay, so let's say Creatress had so much anxiety swimming in the ocean, fearing there may be sharks in Costa Rica. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
So then you send it. And here's our boy best friend says, stop it. You know better. Wait, why does it say texting your ex about sharks? Seriously? You're playing with fire. They're your ex for, okay, so it's assuming maybe you're texting your ex, I guess. But
well, it did say that at the top. So if you look at the top, it says, get it off your chest. Type or speak what you were about to send to your ex. So I think this is probably to help you like not text your exes.
Got it. Yes.
So he's taking it like I was just making up any excuse to text.
Wait, what? But yeah, it says, you know better than this. Let the past sink and don't swim back. Ooh, don't swim back to it. Okay. So we're imagining Creatress is texting this, might have texted this to her ex. Okay. And then what's cool is that you can put that energy somewhere else. So you can crash out and let it all out, or you can choose peace. And what it'll do is it'll give you options of what to do instead. So craft a mini vision board of your next travel destination, you know, have a margarita, have a party on Zoom. So yeah, I thought this was really cool and something, yeah, like I guess, you know, if you need to crash out and, you know, sometimes we have some moments where like, you might want to text an ex, you know, you're going through a lot. You might be going through anxiety and like, I might get eaten by a shark. I need to text my ex, like in case this is goodbye. You never know.
That's hilarious. But I am very curious on like, can you go back and click crash out instead? Because I want to see like what that even like, see, you could pick one of the things and be like, I'm doing this instead of texting my ex, or you could click crash out. So like, what is this? Tap the phone and break it.
Yeah, so you can let your anger out and like you're breaking your screen, your phone, you know, and like sometimes things will fall apart to set you free. So it's giving you this advice to feel like it's okay, let it go. It's broken, but you are not. And so there you go. And then you get a reward. Yeah.
So instead of crashing out and like, you know, for example, texting your ex, then you do this, and then that's wild.
Yep.
Swimming past those emotional sharks. Oh my gosh, this is actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
No
So
contact
it's
Olympics.
viral.
Oh my god. Wow.
It's gone viral. It's all over TikTok and everything. So I'm wishing that girl the best for creating that app. Like, I hope she gets funding, and like, yeah, everyone's loving it. Everyone is loving it. So I thought it was something cool to share, how people are using AI. And I definitely have a personal story that I want to share about using AI. And so I don't know if anybody saw this, but just a few days ago, I made this tweet. Okay. So I said, are we thinking enough about how we protect ourselves from late payments and enforce accountability in Web3? Today, I finally received a crypto payment from a project I did in February. It took 6+ follow-ups and way more patience than it should have. Crypto moves fast. Accountability should too. And so I want to share a little bit about what had happened to me. So I shared in my intro that I run a Web3 event company. I do events, and sometimes I do content and things. And so I had a client that I did work for back in February for ETH Denver. We had a contract. We had set, you know, what I was going to get paid. And then, we finished the project, and then we moved on. We traveled back home, and I had already sent them an invoice, and they weren't paying me. And so I'm sending emails, checking in, hey, following up. I'm texting the guy who I have direct communication with, and they just kept beating around the bush, giving me the runaround. Like, oh, we're now in Dubai. We're, it's 3 a.m. here for us. Oh, we're at Token 2049. We're busy. Or, oh, okay, we're going to send this over to HR and our payment team. Giving me, just not giving me the payment. And I'm like, come on, guys, this is crypto. Like, crypto is instant. Like, how could you not pay me? They have my wallet address and everything. So I probably let it go on too long. Like I said, I was probably more than patient. And so literally, what is that? February, March, April, May. So a little over 3 months, they finally paid me. And the way I got them to pay me was I actually was sending screenshots of my emails and my text message exchanges to the AI. Okay. So I was sharing AI. I was like, AI, can you read these screenshots? Like, I didn't even know if it could read text on images. And it was like, yeah, oh, you sent this response, on this date at this time. And AI was like, oh, no. Like, that's not okay. Like, you need to take charge and get paid for your work. And I'm like, I felt validated. I was like, yes, I do. And so then, sorry, I just got distracted because I see Bor Osaka in here saying, hello, my lovelies. Hello, Osaka. Thank you for tuning in. Maximilian also in there saying, hey, Bor Osaka. So nice to have you. So listen to this, Osaka, okay? So I'm talking about
grab your teacup, y'all. The tea is hot. I hope you all have your snacks and your tea for this. All right, please go on.
So AI is validating my feelings, saying you need to get paid, and you've been more than patient with them. And they're like, you know what? Because you have a following on Twitter, use that to your advantage and put them on blast. And so basically the AI was telling me that I should tag them, that I should make a post of how disappointed I am about not getting paid. And I was like, oh, dang, because I was going through that in my head already. I'm like, what can I do to stronghold them to get them to pay me? And so I felt really confident and really supported with the AI giving me the confidence to do it. But one of the big things that AI had mentioned was before you go and crash out, right? Go and crash out on the timeline. Warn them first. Send them a text saying, guys, by Monday, I am going to put you on blast. I'm going to tag you, your biz dev, your founder, and the company. And and so I did what AI asked me to do, and literally in like 2 seconds, I had the biz dev guy call me saying, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like, we're sending you the payment right now. It's our founder's in Dubai. It is 3 a.m. But he's like, I don't know what happened to your transaction. It got lost. Your invoice got lost, but we're going to pay you out of his own pocket. And I was like, okay, yeah. Whatever the reason is, whatever. I don't care. You've had months to figure this out. And then boom, the crypto was in my wallet, straight from the founder of the company. And I got paid, y'all. I got paid finally. And so obviously this is all on chain, but I was still worried. I was like, oh my God, what if they reverse this transaction? I don't know how they would, but I was just like, you know what? I'm going to cash out. So I cashed out, and now it's in my business. We're good. But that was the first time I had a client who was supposed to pay me in crypto and wasn't paying me. I've always had my clients pay on time. Obviously, you have like contracts and negotiations and stuff. But yeah, I was just like, oh my God, what do I do? And so I know, Creatress, you've been in situations where you were supposed to get paid, from a crypto company, and they didn't pay you. So like, it really made me think, like, how are we protecting ourselves for those of us who work in this space and who want to accept crypto payment? How do we enforce something like that when the tech itself is supposed to be trustless and instant? How do you put the accountability on chain? I don't know. Have you ever thought about that, Creatress, in any way?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I've definitely gone through it before, and I've done work and I haven't been paid for it. It hasn't happened very often, but it has happened here in Web3, by a female founder, no less. And I love women, so it was quite disappointing to be let down by a fellow lady. But it's been years since that happened now, and I wish I had, like, maybe a smart contract would have been the way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that we can go back to, is like using the blockchain utility that we have at our disposal.
Totally.
But yeah, that wasn't something that I even considered. I'm a very trusting person in general. I do think the best of people, and it wasn't something that I considered, but I think, like, I'm sure the devs could cook something up, so that things could be automatic. I think that would be the
absolutely. You're on the right track. And I asked AI, I was like, hey, is there any tech that's out there that is using NFTs or smart contracts as like binding people's accountability? Like, you do the work, and once the work is done, the funds are released. And it said that there is, but it's still in development. So for anyone who's watching or into vibe coding, you want to, like, we need stuff like that, because that made me feel like, in Web 2, when you have someone who doesn't pay you, you take them to court, right? You get a lawyer, you take them to court, but that's also painstaking. It's also emotional, and it's draining. Like, no one wants to have to go through that. So like, if we can make things and payments and accountability on chain instant, like, the crypto part is there, but it's more so about, like, using those smart contracts so that, like, it's already done and said, it can't be reversed. It's on chain. It's transparent. So if anyone's listening and wants to build something like that or working on that, that I think is needed. And I think is another avenue that could onboard and attract other people to come and use crypto and accept crypto payments. Because it's one thing, okay, learning how to buy crypto, get crypto in your wallet. But then it's also another, like, okay, once you decide to accept crypto, how do you enforce that from the client you're working with? So yeah, I just thought that was a really important story to share and get that conversation started, and hopefully the wheels in your brain turning, because I don't think enough people are talking about that, and I don't think enough people share when those things happen, when you don't get paid from a client in the Web3 space, So anyways, wanted to share that. But moving on, I know Creatress had some stuff she wanted to share. And this is something about art. So did you want to go over that?
Yes. Okay, so here is the segment on opportunities. If y'all are artists, here's an opportunity for you. Big flashing lights. Y'all pay attention. Okay, so I saw this on Twitter actually. So it looks like Exchange, Solana, and Bonk Art Masters are putting together some grant programs for this year. And grants are great. So a little bit about the grants. There's 3 different types of grants. There's the BAM Artist Residency Program. That one, if you are in that one, you could be commissioned to create a Bonk-inspired artwork, which will be sold as an edition on exchange.art. And the recipients will get $500 USDC, 500 in Bonk upfront to create this artwork. And then they also get royalties off any secondary sales. Pretty cool. The other one is the Arts Ambassador Program, which is designed for artists who are producing in real life exhibitions in non-traditional gallery locations, which sounds kind of like me. I will be applying. And basically these artists will be giving, these grants will be given to a variety of recipients. So not just one, many people could be granted these. And the grant sizes are, it says they're going to have 22 $800 grants, USDC grants, and 3 $2,000 USDC grants. So that's about 25 grants up for grabs. The last thing is the creator grants. And it says these are going to be given out on a quarterly basis with the goal of hosting in real life events. In real life events specifically that incorporate both educational and onboarding elements into the Solana ecosystem. So this is all through Solana Foundation.
Okay.
So definitely, if you guys are interested, I think I had the link set up there, but I will also share it on our There's Layers to This Twitter page. So if you want to find the direct link so you can go apply, yes, go check it out. There's different applications depending on which one you are applying to. So yeah.
Awesome. And is this also related to the grants?
No, this is something else.
Okay. So let's go back here. And so what are the main links that they should follow? Is it the Exchange Art?
I believe it was posted on Exchange Art. I don't remember right now because I grabbed the graphic. I didn't put the tweet, but like I said, I'll retweet the original tweet from our There's Layers page, so you guys can go find it there. And I think I didn't mention, but like the creator grants for IRL events says it says the recipients of that one will receive 3,000 USDC to put on these events. So.
I see that there. Okay, well, we ain't mad about that. We love it when there's grants, not just for the devs, but for the artists and the creatives in the space. So let's go. Love that. Thank you for sharing that, Creatress. That's
my pleasure. My pleasure. I hope you guys apply. And if you get one of these, please let us know and come on the show and be like, share how you heard about it here, and then you got it, and we will gladly show you off as one of our, super cool, listeners. Yes, ma'am. On to the next. Onward.
All right. What is this? An art exhibition?
Yes. So there will be an art exhibition. This is I'm just hit. This is hot off the press, y'all. It was just today. One Love DAO is hosting an exhibition titled Sacred Origins, which, like, oh my God, I love the title, first of all. And it's going to be an art exhibition and experience at a beautiful gallery in New York City. It's actually going to be a premier satellite event, which is going to be happening during NFT NYC week. So if you're going to be in New York, please come join us. The tickets are already available on Luma. The link is right here. You can see Luma /sacred-origins, go RSVP. And it is curated by Jenny Pepin and Dom Baker artists. And yes, I'm super excited to attend. This is one of multiple events that will be held by One Love DAO, which I am a part of. I am also a board member of the DAO, and just super proud to be part of the community and just seeing all the things that they're doing for the community of artists that they've built over time. So you saw it here first. Go RSVP, get your tickets. I will certainly be there. And and if you are not in the DAO and you would like to be in the DAO, it's actually really easy to join. All you have to do is fill out a form, and then our DAO members vote on all the applications, and that's how you can be part of it. So I think there will be some open calls coming up soon for DAO members to be part of this show. So if you're a DAO member, stay tuned. If you're not a DAO member, get in touch. I'll send you a link and a code so that you can apply and be part of it. Yep.
Okay, I love that. There we go. I love it when Creatrix is always bringing the opportunities for creatives and artists for displaying the art in exhibitions or applying for grants. Creatrix is doing the homework, guys. So take advantage when you tune into the show. Make sure you're taking notes, doing screenshots, writing down the websites, okay? Because you can't pass up on these opportunities. But we are like halfway in our show, and I actually think this is a good time to bring up our guest, who is also a fellow artist and doing amazing things in the space. She goes by Maximilian, and let's welcome her to the stage. Here we go.
We got the clapping sound effects right here. Hello, welcome, darling.
Hello, how are you?
We're gonna have to turn on your mic. We gotta turn on your mic, babe.
Got it. It's, Valerie, you look marvelous, and the food. Mouth watering.
I know. And I just finished my blackberries. I'm a little sad, so I ran out of snacks.
That lasagna, it's talking to me. I'm just like, I'm trying to focus on your eyes, and I'm just like, that cheese all.
Love it. We love it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the snacks and refreshments backstage.
Big time.
I'm sorry we couldn't bring lasagna today, but we are working on finding some really good sponsorships so that we can feed our guests a nice slice. Maybe next season. We'll have a slice.
It's so lovely to see you too, Creatrix. And let me know, that reminds me, last time I was here visiting, I remember Val was talking about this lasagna home delivery service. Did you ever get your lasagna? Did you try it?
Yeah, I'll post up the website for anyone who wants to request a free lasagna to your doorstep. You can go to lasagnalove.org. And yeah, I think on the episode after you were on there, I shared a picture of Keegan with his lasagna, and he was so surprised. And it was so good. It was like this pesto, like chicken, I don't know. And it was made by a professional chef who, well, that was their career in the past, but they were a current teacher as well. So it was just like crazy, the alignment of like, it was spring break. So she's like, oh, I'm trying to figure out what to do. And so she's like, I figured out I'd volunteer and make lasagnas for my neighbors. And so she's a part of the website, and she was paired with us, and she found out, I was trying to show appreciation to Keegan for Teacher Appreciation Week. And yeah, so it was just awesome. It was so yummy, and it lasted us for like 3 or 4 days.
Amazing.
We gotta
Amazing.
get some. We should have done a live tasting. Is all I gotta say. But anyway, now that we have your graphic of Maximilian, would you please grace us with an intro for anyone who might be watching? Be like, who is Maximilian?
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to introduce myself. Friends, my friends call me Maximilian. I am a Maxi, but please don't Maxi me. Just the full Maximilian. That's what I go by. Even if it's late at night and you've got cookies in your mouth, just call me Maximilian. So I've been putting art on the blockchain since 2021, art and music. I am blockchain agnostic. I love all the coins. I love the tokens. I love all of the crypto BS. I love all the madness. I love the art, high tech, low tech, all of it. I find it really interesting. I find DeFi really interesting. And I've been making art for a really long time. I'm also a performing artist. So that means I'm an actor. I do voices. I sing. I songwrite. I produce music. So I can fully produce a song from top to bottom. Yes, you can hum something and I can make a song out of it if you pay me. If you pay me, that's like the really money, right? Because I do this professionally. I'm a professional artist and I do so many different arts. And I feel like code is also art. And I've been indulging. Although I'm definitely a hacker, I'm not a full stack developer. I'm definitely a hacker, and it serves me well. It allows me to really get into anything creative because I feel like technology is a great leverage for everyone across the board. Whether it's food technology, healthcare technology, just technology is the great equalizer. So I'll just leave it there.
I love that. And so that's why you just fit so well to bring you on, because we definitely love talking about tech here. And I know you have been building some stuff. Let's move over to this next slide here. We have some simulation game. Let's see if I can play this. Ooh. Okay, so while playing, I'll put on mute.
Okay.
Tell us, what is this? What's happening here? What is it that you built?
Okay, so this is my latest game. I just released it in the wee hours of this morning. It's called Hater. I am coming from the heart with this game. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in one of those moods, And so in this game, Hater, your mission is to pop all the balloons with your pea shooter. You're the hater and you're popping those balloons. And then when you pop the balloons, stuff comes out of the balloons. Now, sometimes it's something that helps you fuel your hate. The stuff that you want to catch, like shades. You got to keep your shades, like cap, because, you be capping. There's certain things you want to catch, the cupcakes, the high sugar stuff. You want that. But then sometimes when you bust the balloons, stuff lies down that you don't want to catch. Like you don't want to catch the boxing glove because, that means you got punched for hating, right? There's certain things you don't want to catch. On the side there, you'll see there is, it says item guide. That will tell you all the stuff to catch and not catch. Basically, if you catch good stuff, you get awarded points. If you catch not good stuff, you get points taken away. If your hater score gets to -30, you got too many L's and your reign of hate is over. So yeah, it's super fun to play this game, and you'll see this is the extended gameplay because there's I know you ladies will say there's layers to this, right? So if you were, for example, to skip ahead or watch the gameplay go further, like when you get to 108, you can see the whole thing will change up. The color scheme will change. The balloons will change. And the background will change, the music will change, and then there's also a shop. Now in the shop, you can do things like buy different kind of bullets. You can shoot like 3 bullets and they stagger like this. So you can hit more balloons at the same time. Another power up would be to make more balloons happening, so you get more prizes coming down at you. So there's all kinds of fun stuff we can do. And of course, I'll be looking to feature, of course, my own music and the music of my friends in this game, because music and gaming, just like fashion and gaming, is really very, very much interlinked. And a few years ago, when I sat down to mastermind my music career, and I was asking myself, what's the final location? What's the final resting place for my music? And I said, well, it's games. I was like, well, then get building.
Wow. This looks really sweet, Maximilian. And I want to ask, because we were obviously just during the news segment, we talked about that Crash Out Diary app.
Right.
So did you vibe code this, or did you like OG? You vibe coded this? Okay,
I did. But, okay, but I want to say something. I got to say something. Yes, I did vibe code this, but I have to tell you something. It's not fair to regular people, because I'm a hacker. And I'm not just any hacker. I'm a hacker who is accepted to 4 hacker houses in one single Miami Hack Week. I'm like a super hacker extraordinaire. And even I had to butter my fingers and massage to make my games flawless. Even for someone who has some HTML or CSS experience, you'll be head and shoulders above someone who has no experience. But if you have no experience, vibe coding is not as easy as they make it seem to be. But it will give you so much power. You can learn a little, you know what? Vibe coding lets you leverage your money like crypto. Let me tell you what I mean. Like in crypto, you can take $1 and buy like a million of like a token that is 0.00000, right? But you go, you know what? This thing's got utility, right? You only had like $1 or $10 or whatever like that, but that small investment allowed you to leverage, you know, your insider knowledge. You were able to leverage your position. You were able to leverage, you know, your community, and you were able to take that small cash investment and turn it into something that really paid for you. And AI vibe coding is that leverage for knowledge, right? You don't have to become a full stack developer anymore. You can learn just enough to be dangerous. If you learn how to tell it what you want to do, you can go far. But if you're not willing to teach yourself anything, I feel like it may be a frustrating experience. So I just had to say that, because I don't want anyone to be like, I can do it, and then get frustrated.
Sure.
That's fair. That's a very fair, fair little asterisk warning for anyone who might be just delusionally thinking that vibe coding.
Try it. Go for it. Just go for it. But just don't be disappointed if you feel like you need help. That's all.
That is a good point, I think, that you bring up, because just like anything, right? When you start something new for the first time, a sport or an instrument, it takes practice. But the point is you got to start. Everybody has to start somewhere. And maybe it's just getting used to the sounds of the instrument, right? Listening to music that has that instrument you're trying to learn how to play. Then maybe it's like looking up things on YouTube, like, oh, let me learn a pretty easy, simple song, right? There's layers and there's steps to go through in order to master something like that. So I think,
and also not choosing the hardest song. I think that's something also that I want to, you know, even for myself, you know, like even with my background, and it's super hackalicious, right? You know, I'm very confident because of my skills, right? And I have that confidence because I've built things before, and so I'm prepared mentally for the gymnastics and for the figuring out that has to happen. But one thing I have to say is, even for myself, as I was vibe coding, the first application that I did was an intuition trainer. It's so fun, it's so cute. Okay. Then the next app I built, it was that same day. I built the new version of Magic 8 Ball. You remember Magic 8 Ball game? But I added a twist, right? So if you can imagine, like my first application was rather simple, and then the next application did something different, but it was still a little bit more complex, and so on. So this game that you're looking at now is actually my 9th build. I have these others between I have not yet released because of time, or I'm waiting for a special date or something. But
Mhm.
even with my vibe coding, I am building I'm doing my builds in complexity, because even for me, I've discovered that when I try to start off by building something too complex, it gets
Mhm.
all jammed up with error messages, and it can very quickly become something that doesn't feel vibey.
Right. Wow. I'm really impressed. I mean, to be honest, like this is so cool. Like I've heard of people vibe coding, and now I feel like people are really starting to show some of the stuff that they have built. And so yeah, just like seeing the Crash Out app, like I was like, wow, that's so cool. Someone with very limited knowledge of any code can use AI to do something like this, and seeing something that you have put your, efforts and energy into, like this looks fun. If people want to play, is it live? Like, where can
Yes,
I play?
yes, it's live, and you can play it if you go to hater
Okay.
dot dot
Uh-huh.
black cat, and it's BLAQ. Get
Mm-hmm.
it? Black cat. BLAQQAT dot
80.
store.
Oh,
So
dot
it's
store.
hater dot blackcat dot store.
Dot store. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up right
Beautiful.
now.
Yes,
Um,
please. Yes, please, please. Oh my gosh, play, play. And there was another question. So you don't have to sign in. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to create an account. You can just start playing. If you want to log in and give yourself a funny name and stuff, you can do that. And it's cool because you can easily share a screenshot and so on like that. But what's cool is this platform is really cool because it also has a coin. This game has a coin.
oh, cool. What's the coin's name?
Lols.
Lol.
LLs.
Okay, where
Love
should
it,
I go
love it.
first? Let's try this live.
Yeah, play. Oh, play the game.
Okay, so where do I go? Do I log in?
You don't have to, but you can log in and put your name if you want.
Okay. Am I supposed to be able to scroll? Because I'm noticing it doesn't like
Yeah.
fit completely in my screen, and I don't know, that's maybe because we're streaming right now.
Are
Maybe,
you?
yeah.
No, the only thing is it does not work well on mobile. Are you on a mobile device?
No, I don't know if you can see my screen, but I'm on this. I'm on my desktop right now.
Yeah. Okay. So hit login. Yeah, we
Okay.
can put your name and hit start hating, and then
Start hating. Okay. All right. Level 1. The hate begins. Pop balloons. Oh,
so you should be able to. Okay. So how you play is you use your left and right arrows to move your little shooter back and forth. You can move your left and right, and then your space bar is the shooter button.
Oh.
I was trying to like zoom my window out.
I
I don't think
bullets.
it might be because I'm streaming. Oh, you're the
Oh
little
yeah,
dog.
yeah. It's just I see the gameplay is a little bit slow, probably because we're streaming. But I can see your green. I can see your green peas. Those are your peas.
That's
Oh my
hilarious. I love
Okay.
it.
I
Congratulations
definitely
on
have to
this,
try it
Maximilian.
again when we're not streaming, because this looks
Yes,
fun.
please, please do. And of course, there's layers to this, and that reminds me, I have to tell you, girls, something really fun. Of course, there's layers to this, and there you go. There's crypto elements. Yeah, let's see. What are you finding?
So triple shot, shoot 3 peas at once in a speed pattern. Triple your balloon popping power. Okay, and then more balloons. Ooh, coming soon. More upgrades are being developed by the Haters R&D department. Check back later for new weapons, power-ups, and game modes. Ooh, game modes. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this. Were you getting these ideas? Like, was the AI like giving you suggestions like, hey, this would be cool to add it? Or were you taking inspiration from games that you've played in the past? Like, this reminds me a little bit of like Centipede from the 80s.
I remember Centipede. Now with Centipede, it's like a long thing that's coming toward you, and you explode it apart before it reaches you, or else you get killed, right?
Yes, and then some. So yeah, so you're like, I think it's like a little. I don't know if you're what the thing is like.
Yeah.
It looks like a little spaceship, but yeah, you're shooting the centipedes that is like coming down the screen, and then sometimes there's like there's also these little mushrooms that are blocking like your screen. So sometimes there'd be like this spider that and it comes down and it makes like more mushrooms in your way. So it's like kind of like trying to kill the centipede while also trying to get rid of the mushrooms. So before you get hit, yeah.
Well, this game was actually inspired because I was just really thinking about somebody who I was like, that person is such a hater. And I was like, they probably would shoot a balloon if they saw it floating up in the sky. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. And I was like, I'm going to make this game. And every time, you know, I ever feel like annoyed about anything or anyone or whatever, I can just play it because I got to tell you something. I thought of that for a reason because when you do hateful things, right? You kick a can. It feels good.
Right.
Just a moment, right?
Yes.
So I thought, you know what? That was my real inspiration was I was on some hater shit and I said, you know what? Let me monetize it.
That's awesome. We got
I love it. Oh, Fiona loves it. Sounds like
Hater
she loves
game
it.
is very cool.
Thank you, Queen.
It's very satisfying when it works. And she says vibe coding should be called chasing your AI tail.
Fiona, we love Fiona. She's also been to many hackathons, and she is one of our past special guests. Would love to have you back on, Fiona. And yes, thank you for tuning in. We're all friends here.
Amazing woman. Yeah, we were talking about vibe coding, she and I, you know, as we both, you know, we're both like indulging, you know.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, I will definitely have to play it. Definitely let's put it in the chat, the website. We said it was wait, let me copy and paste it here.
Hater.
Oh yeah, hater. Yeah, I feel like that's just such a healthy way to let out some anger too, you know, like very similar to the crash out. Like, okay, don't be texting your ex, you know, let's use AI to help channel that energy into a more healthy way, I guess.
Absolutely. Right. And of course, I mean, like, I almost don't have to say this, but, you know, as soon as I started playing it and got the game going, I was like, virtual reality version is going to be fire.
Let's go. That would be so fun. Dude, vibe coding for VR sounds like another layer to this whole shenanigan. So
right?
That'll be fun to watch. Yes, please let me know when it's ready.
I will
test it.
Oh,
what else do we have? I know you have a lot of things going on, Maximilian. And in the interest of time, I want to make sure we get through a couple more. So what else do we have on the slideshow, Pete?
Yep.
Oh,
let me go back. Wait.
Oh, okay. So I will give you guys an update. A little thing that I learned. So links from WordPress, they don't populate like Twitter links. Twitter links are so nice. If you copy paste a Twitter link into a Canvas spreadsheet or slideshow, it makes a beautiful graphic. On WordCast, they haven't quite sorted that out yet. So we're gonna search the links, and this is what we're doing for these. Check this out. What are we looking at here, Max?
We're looking at my husband. Oh my gosh! I mean, look. Is this? Doesn't he look like he wants to be mine? I mean. That video was for me. I was holding that phone, ladies. I was holding that phone. That was that eye contact. That was for moi.
I mean, I was right there, like behind her, and like
she was on the side. She was on the side, Val.
Yeah, what is happening right now?
Okay, so was this? Let me back up. Okay, what is it? Says not gonna lie. I feel like this part of the performance was just for me since he pointed directly at me. When was this posted? This was posted 25 days ago. Where were you at 25 days ago? Where is this?
We were in Denver, or we were in South by Southwest. I don't remember, but
he doesn't even remember where it happened.
You know, we were on tour, and
this was in Austin.
Oh, okay, thank you, Yeah, so we were in Austin. And it was actually Clayjean, the trap violinist, who turned to all of us and said, "Hey, everybody, I just got word about this dope down low, nobody knows, secret Anderson .Paak concert. Do y'all want to go?" And we were all like, if it was a cartoon, you would have heard that song like the feet moving, like we were all like, "Oh, we're gone." We're like, yeah, we want to go. So we all roll up in en masse and we walk right in, and just like moments after we come in, the show starts and he is just giving us all of this sauce.
Definitely
It's
looks like
saucy. It
a
was
good
saucy.
time.
Gotta
So
give
much
a
sauce.
shout out to Ashramita, DJ Mama Lotus, because she's actually the one that got us in to this event.
Amazing.
Just gotta
Big
put it out
thing.
there, but it was really fun, and I had never seen him in person live, so it was
I
pretty
had
cool.
only seen the myth and heard of the legends, but to be a recipient of the sauce, I'm just like,
Well,
I
I
love
feel
it.
like there's some other sauce that you're adding to the pot here. Let me go ahead and share this. Black Cat Society
yes.
is about to release, and I've pulled up here the paragraph article. You've got, so tell us a little bit what's happening here. Gato is the token that keeps the ding 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 vibes maxed. All right, so yeah, what is this all about? I'm curious.
So Black Cat Society is, well, there's layers to this,
Sure.
you
Yep.
know.
Mhm.
So, when I refer to the society, myself, the organization, it's the umbrella under which I do all the hacking, right?
Mhm.
And if you look at it the way I spell it, BLAQQAT, Black Cat. But
Uh-huh.
also, if you say it, it also might sound like another couple of words that people sometimes say about hackers. But
And what?
also, there
Uh-huh.
is
Black
Black,
Cat.
but there's also Black Cat Society. So, like, I have this thing for Black cats. A
Mm.
Black cat adopted me, actually.
Aw.
And it was my first cat relationship, and it was one that was developed over about 8 years, and, it was just like it went full circle, and the cat now has crossed over, and, I'm literally a changed person, and, I always had been a dog person because I just never no cat had ever chosen me before. How about
Right.
like that, right?
The cat distribution is what they call it.
Right. And so now I'm like, oh, and I saw this beautiful Instagram post where this fella came up with this template where he had like a small yard and he like built a retreat that housed like 50 cats. And it took almost no space, and he like made it open source and anyone can download it and copy it, and people have just taken this and run, and I just got so inspired, and I was like, gosh, it doesn't really take very much to like build these kinds of things. And I was like, okay, I've got to get some funding so that I can build these also, so that I can be I thought to myself, my role is I would like to be a society where somebody who has the space and the desire, but maybe not the funding, could get the money for the materials and to build the thing and have the retreat. You know how sometimes people have like almost what they need, but not quite.
Right.
So I thought, okay, this is a way for me to add a philanthropic arm to the hacking that I'm doing, and also to honor my love for my animal familiar Hexley, and
Mm.
to keep that love alive. And because every day I'm thinking of Hexley and always looking at black cats, and I just wanted to like bring it into something that was alive and meaningful, take it out of my mind and out of my heart and bring it into the world, and also bring something very positive to it, because it saddened me to learn how black cats were so often misunderstood.
Totally.
And we can't have that.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm leading the black cat appreciation train. And then there's also, I didn't know this until about 6 months ago, that there's like this kind of person that people say is a black cat,
Hmm.
and I've been called that, and I hadn't heard of it, but then when I started reading it, I was like, oh, okay, that resonates.
Yes, yes. There's definitely black cat like references in dating, I believe is what you might be talking about. So we won't go down that rabbit hole at this very moment. But
I mean, I always felt like I was more like a wolf when it came to that kind of stuff. More like,
like
a
she-wolf,
pack. Yeah, like
Shakira.
like, just like a wolf. Like, we're in the same pack. We're gonna look out. We're gonna eat together and hunt together and sleep together and cuddle and stuff. I always thought of myself more as a wolf than a black cat when it came to the kind of love that I give and receive. But that black cat that I met loved the shit out of me. So hey.
Love it. I love it. And I gotta say that I have also had a few relationships with black cats specifically. Just last time I was in San Diego, I was the Airbnb I was staying at. There was a black cat that lived there, Louis, and he would come hang out with me when I was outside, usually smoking. So yeah, and I also had a black cat that came and adopted me in Maui. Now, unfortunately, he passed as well. He was hit by a car, and it was a kitten. It was a black kitten. So I have a huge space in my heart for black cats. And then I also know another black cat, Theo, who used to live in Denver, but has since transitioned. So I got 3 black cats in my heart as well. So I love this.
I love all cats. I just gotta say that my very first pet growing up was a cat. Shout out to Smokey, my first cat. And yeah, I've been a cat person. So love any tortoise patterned orange tuxedo cats and black cats. Any kind of cat.
I love all cats. All cats. All cats.
But definitely we need to put black cats in a more positive light, because I know a lot of people, say associate it with more negative connotations, and it's just not true. So I love that you're paying homage to your love of Huxley and black cats, and I just think this is so cool. I know we are definitely coming up on time, and like you said, there's layers to this, but for anyone who's interested to take a deeper dive, definitely follow Maximilian on Twitter and Warpcast. And would you say that you're sharing more about what you're building on your Warpcast, or are you also sharing it pretty equally on your X as well?
So I'm so glad that you asked this question. And I think a lot about this. Warpcast is a place where I share more deeply anything that matters to me. Warpcast has, I feel, a very strong concentration of builders and engineers and technical people, and definitely a high concentration of founders and pioneers and front runners in all the different fields. And so the conversations that we have there as a whole are more meaningful.
Right.
And also the humor is better. I don't know. I find it a happier place, but mostly it's more experimental. You just never know what you're going to find there. There are frames and all kinds of little mini games and experiences that we can have while we're there. In addition to whereas in Twitter, we can only engage by liking or commenting. On Warpcast, we can mint and do all kinds of stuff more over there. And so it's not only a place where I would say like I share differently, but it's a place where I just want to invest more, and I will. It's a place where other builders are there, and so when you're over there, if you're in a channel, that's like a channel that a person like you or Creatress or myself owns, and those channels are sometimes monetized by other artists and creators. It's like a for the people, by the people place, and just all of that feels so much good to me. So I made a decision to invest more time there. I do keep my Twitter because it's like a listing in the yellow pages.
Right. I love that. I love the way you put that. Well, speaking of Twitter, I see this tweet that we have here talking about you just shipped some major upgrades to one of your projects.
Yes.
What's going on there? What are the upgrades?
Okay, well, this is one of the ones I'm most excited about. So every time I build an application, it's always to solve a number of problems. And I told you I'm a hacker, and that means I don't always attack things from the front. And so one of the issues that as an artist I discover we have in the crypto space is discoverability, right? And I know that there are a lot of like obvious things that we can do, like marketing and strategy, these kinds of things. But it's kind of like the conversation that I had with myself about my music a few years ago. I said, what is the final place? What's the final resting place, like a positive place for my art? And again, like when I looked at the answer, I was like, oh, okay, we're back to like product placement, right? And so I said, well, what's a place if as an artist, what kind of deals could I try to get for myself? I said, well, I want my art in games because that's like it's like a passive exposure to a new audience because art is like a big visual is like a big part of like any game that we play. Well, somebody's making that art. And I think sometimes you have a person who's a creative person making that art, but they're not an artist that has a whole story and a whole lore that they're selling. For right. And for crypto art, our culture is all about knowing the story, knowing the lore, and all of this stuff. And so for a crypto person, having a game that has its own purpose, but having the art in that game also be attached to an artist who's also in the space who has a lore and a story somewhere that you can go. You're not just buying a pretty artwork and there's nothing attached to it. This was like my plan because it's like this is kind of what artists need too, is that kind of passive exposure. You're actually playing a game to relax yourself, or you're actually playing a game because it helps you, improve your focus. But in the course of doing that, you got exposed to some art and you don't have to buy it, but you like it. And so now you can. So that was kind of my plan to see, can I do this? And I see it works really well. So now, I can do this for other brands. I can do brand partnerships. What if there should be a doodles intuition trainer or a little nouns intuition trainer, right? Of course, there's going to be a little nouns intuition trainer. So Pepavaggio was the first one. So this is my first artist branded game.
Cool. Congratulations.
I love it. So good.
What about, is this Pepavaggio related to this, or is this something different as well?
She's related because like what I do is I have many different Pepavaggio collections, but there is one collection called Pepavaggio, and it looks like this. It's got like the gold, the big Baroque, ostentatious style, and so these are like highly decorated murals, right? And how it's related to the game is part of the way that humans learn is we need a positive like feedback. Like there's certain things that we need a trigger, there's like, now to be fair, like I'm not a scientist and I don't want to like leave something out or say it wrong, but there's a series of things that we need in order to learn and create positive reinforcement. And without looking at my notes, I don't think I'd be able to recite what they are. But I know in among those things, the last thing that we need is we need the positive reinforcement, which can be a sound. It can be a pleasant sensation or a pleasant visual stimulus. Right? Scientifically, when we get something right, we need something that feels good mentally or physically so that we want to keep getting it right. It becomes like kind of a thing. And so when I understood that and I said, oh, these images make people feel good. So
they do. I love it's giving like a definitely, rock star, someone who's like not afraid to be front and center and just like pour their whole heart out. And of course, it's giving the free flowing like Beyonce vibes that we know when she's on stage and she's got the big fans. And so I feel a little bit of that in this art too. And I love it. I love all of this. How long does a piece like this take you to do?
Okay. Well, so it really depends, but I can tell you in general, my process is so I love fashion, and fashion doesn't only mean clothing. There's a fashion to food, there's a fashion to musical instruments and wallpaper and colors and everything else.
Right.
So when you look at one of my artworks, even though I might not say it, a lot of times you're looking at what started off as a collage. Sometimes I might start with creating the room, and then I might, add in different elements, and then slowly by slowly keep recreating it, keep recreating it. If I can show you some, like I don't have them just right now, but I could show you some of my early stuff when I first started working with AI. I would literally have sketched out something like this,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the position might be a stick figure or so on, and then I might use different photographs. A lot of my AI artworks start with photographs of myself. And this is because, starting early with AI, if you try to prompt something, you're going to get a lot of white women. And the white women are beautiful, but
Yeah.
they don't look, all of them don't look like me. And I
Yeah.
was trying to get something that looked like me. And so I needed to, put some of myself in. And so that was kind of my starting process. And once I started seeing how I could input something and get something back that was just so unique to actually me. And that's why if you look at all of my AI work, it doesn't look like anybody else's. Whereas, and the reason for that is because it started with my face.
Oh, I see. Wow. So this is really would you say that this is a self-portrait? Would you call that a self-portrait?
I would say it's an aspirational self-portrait because I
Interesting.
don't play this instrument well enough to perform with that confidence. But it's aspirational because when I see it, it makes me want to practice.
Amazing. It
Yeah, and
I
inspires.
love it.
that's what this is about, by the way. Just to say, I don't often get a chance to say, but this is actually this is a woman who's practicing. She's rehearsing. This is my vision for rehearsing, because I remember I don't play now because I don't have a violin, but I'm about to get another one. But I could play for hours and hours and hours because I loved it. I loved it. And when rehearsal feels as good as how that looks, like what you said, you become a master because you love it. And I feel like when Creatress is doing her art, that's what she looks like too.
Totally does. She actually, that's
I
like a
love it. Thank you. That's
this
very
type of
sweet.
Vajo is a little bit of all of us, for the
Yeah.
moments you ever felt confident and happy and just like in your zone, you're in your element. It's like everything else like blurs out. It's just you doing what you're loving most. And like look at her. Her eyes are closed. Like
Yes,
she's not making eye contact with
that's
any
right.
of the audience or anything. She's just with herself. I love that. I love
You
that
got
so
it.
much. Well, oh
You
my God.
embody it. You got it.
Well,
Maximilian, you are going to have to come back and be
yeah.
a guest on the show again. I
I love
honestly
that.
really believe that we like barely scratched the surface
Like we
of
I don't even know if we peeled the whole
the
layer. Like
tickets,
it was just we just
of the
started
scratch
peeling the
card
layer.
that we have of yours. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way. We're like 1, 2, and then there's like the whole bingo card is still there. So please come
Oh,
back.
ladies. Oh my gosh. Y'all are so amazing. Fiona, Maximilian Metaverse. Oh my gosh. I'll start putting together the curation.
There you go. She loves it. She
Oh
loves
my
it.
gosh. Yes, this
Great.
was so fun. And I wish we could go on and on, but it's getting loud over here and I gotta go get some proper food. So Maximilian, tell us, is there anything that you want to leave the audience with, a call to action, where they can find you? Like
Right.
this, tell them.
Yes. Okay. There is one thing that would mean more to me than anything else. Whichever the games are that are most interesting to you, whether it's Cyber Oracle, which is like the Magic 8 Ball game, or if it's the Intuition Trainer, which is the actual game made with science that helps you train your ESP, or whether it's the Hater game, whatever it is that appeals to you most, if you would just make a screen recording of your gameplay, and if you enjoyed it, share it. and tag me, it would mean the world to me. Because for other creators, I know a lot of times people say that they just get the kicks off just creating, that's enough for them. I'm not like that. For me, it comes full circle when I know that I've given it to you and you're eating it, enjoying it, tasting it. So that would mean more to me than anything. And share it with someone who you think would enjoy it. And thank you so much for your love and your care. Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming on the show and sharing all the things that you're working on and, you know, sharing it with the world, with the audience. And I definitely will. I'm excited to share the game with Keegan. Keegan's a gamer too, so he loves all this stuff. So I will definitely share it with him and people I know. And you can definitely count on me to make a post because I was already trying to play it. And now I'm like, I couldn't get it to work through the live stream. Like now it's itching at me. Right now. I need to go that itch and go play after this live stream. So you can count on me for making a post. Congratulations. And we look forward to seeing the rest of you evolve in your journey and just getting better and better at your crafts. So much love to you, Maximilian. And yeah, we'll see you again. We'll see you online in the metaverse and hopefully soon in Vegas. So yay.
100.
All right. Well, we'll bring you backstage. We'll see you, Maximilian. And so now it's just the creatress and I. And yeah, man. So we've got other news, but I don't think we have time, do we?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to give a quick shout out. If you can pull up slide 7, I'll just do a very quick shout out because there was a nouns proposal that was just passed that I am a part of. I wasn't the proposer, but I am one of the artists that was included in the proposal. So just a big shout out to everybody who was included. It's basically nouns decentralized content creation trial. So this is kind of an experiment, right? And what we proposed was to do daily content creation for the Nouns DAO Twitter. So this will be replacing the daily graphics that are currently being posted, and it's going to be replaced with original pieces of content like videos, illustrations, music, paintings, writing, infographics, whatever, made by Noun community members. And as some of you guys may know, because I talk about it quite often here, I am a proud member of the Nouns community, the Little Nouns, the Nouns Amigos, and I am an official Nounsler on the Nounsel. So, and obviously Lorenzo is a noun because he's wearing noggles, and we got noggles right below us too. So yes, gotta talk about this. So we're pretty nounish. So I'm one of the artists that's included, and our expectation for every artist is that we produce 2 pieces of content each month. And if there is a small compensation each month for each contributor. So yes, we are very excited because it is kicking off this month. It just got passed.
Yay!
And I'm really happy, really excited to be part of it. And keep an eye out, follow the Nouns Twitter, and you'll be able to see all the cool stuff that we are creating through that.
Awesome.
That's it.
Well, congratulations again. Creatress does not miss. She's sharing these opportunities with you guys, how to apply to grants and opportunities. And she's showing the proof too, guys. She's getting approved to get paid to do some content creation. So congratulations. Well deserved. There was other news I wanted to share, but we're going to skip that for now. But I do want to show some funny, a little thing that I said I was going to show earlier in the show. Let me pull it up. Not this one, but some memes. So I'll show this one first. I love lasagna and Latinas. And guess who sent that to me? That was your sister, Isabel. She sent it to me over Instagram. I was like, I have to
That's
share
hilarious. And that ties right back into what PD was saying about Latinas earlier.
That's why I brought it up. I was like, I would be remiss if I do not share it on the show because literally just wraps it all up. And then I just thought this was funny because sometimes we too talk about skateboarding on our show. And as we're learning more about the Pope, someone found out that the Pope is a skater. And so I think this was him like on some show when he was younger with a skateboarding crew. And then they show him actually skateboarding. But I think this is AI. I don't know if it's entirely true. But yeah, so there you go. Our new Pope. He might be a skater boy. So yeah, I thought that was funny. And yeah, so then lastly, I just want to make sure you guys don't forget. We already had Maximilian on here. Art of the week. Do you want to share quickly about that?
All right, we'll do it real quick. Also, I gotta say, I wish I had Avril Lavigne's song "Skater Boy" playing right when he said that. I was like, oh my god.
He says to you, little boy, I'm gonna go become the Pope. All right, so what is this creatress without you?
Yes, so if you want to pull it up on the screen, so this artwork is actually an artwork that I created when I was missing someone, which is why it's called Without You. Also a reference to the U2 song, or is it U2 With or Without You? Anyway, there's a song. Yes, okay. And the reason I wanted to share it wasn't just because I love it. It's also because there is a free NFT poster that you can collect. All you have to do is go to my One Hub page, become a subscriber, which is free, and then you're able to claim it. So that's really why I wanted to share it, because I don't want you guys to miss out. So go check it out. Like you can see right there, it says upgrade to claim. The upgrade really just means to subscribe. And that's it. So check it out. I think there's like 10 available or so. And there's also some, I believe I made a notebook and a spiral notebook and a metal print that you can actually order with this design as well. So this was all part of the One Hub that was created by NFT NYC for the artists that are going to be.
Oh my God, I can have a little spiral notebook of your artwork. That's awesome. That's cool.
Pretty fun way to put the art out there. So yes. There you go. There's your freebie for today. We got opportunities. We got vibe coding, tips from Maximilian. We got free claimable NFTs. What else can we say? Bitcoin Pizza Day is coming up. Don't miss it.
Yes, want to send you guys a reminder. It is next Thursday, so 8 days out. We got Pizza Day coming up. Go to Global Pizza Party. Global Pizza Party. There is a map of the whole world on there, and there are locations you can zoom in and figure out and find out if there is a pizza party happening near you. And if there isn't, don't worry. There will also be a live stream. But yeah, so I will be having one here in San Diego. We're excited to announce that DRMZ is going to be a co-host with us. They are our Cardano group. And then we also got ICP. ICP is sponsoring us. We definitely know ICP. They sponsored Creatress and I to go out to NFT NYC last year and do some content. So we love them. Shout out to Kyle and Aaron out there who are doing the good work. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, 10KTF Teaching Tuesdays. Together we can achieve more. This is Keegan, the sponsor, Ground Game Strong, repping that Bitcoin hoodie as well. And yeah, thank you so much for all that you do for us. And without you, we wouldn't be able to have our show, or it'd be actually kind of hard. So we appreciate you. Make sure you tune in. He has a spaces every Tuesday between 6 and 7. Go follow him. His Twitter is __Keegan __. Okay, so go turn on notifications so you can see his tweets and when he has the show. Other than that, you guys, that's pretty much it for our episode today. We're definitely gonna have to catch back up on the next one. I almost feel like sometimes we need to have our show twice a week at this point. We just never get through it at all.
If we get a sponsor, we'll go to twice a week. Shit, I'm down. Also, one very last thing that I forgot to mention, which is a tiny teaser. I will talk about it more next week. But if you're in Chicago, you're gonna be in Chicago mid-June. I will be there doing a performance, not Web3 related, but so who do I know in Chicago? Get in touch, and I will give you details. More on that next week.
Definitely more on that next week. Super exciting, and excited to see what you do out there in Chicago. But yeah, if you're looking to promote a company or project that you're working on, definitely reach out to us because we are looking for sponsorships to help possibly bring another episode during the week and definitely do some more IRL content. We've done stuff for Nounstown. We've done stuff for ICP out in New York. We've done stuff for People out in South Carolina, and Stand with Crypto. So like we've done things. We've got a proof of concept already. So we ain't newbies to this. So definitely your company can go here in the ticker, as you can see, and we can put your logos and we can brand it out and collaborate. So definitely reach out to us if you are interested. And lastly, I definitely want to make sure to remind you guys, we are trying to grow our YouTube channel. So if you go search on YouTube, there's layers to this. Please do us a favor and go subscribe. We really, really would appreciate it, because we're definitely trying to find ways we can monetize this. And of course, YouTube is a platform where there's opportunities to do that. So definitely help us with the first step and just go follow us. We would really appreciate it. And yeah, other than that, I think this has been a great episode. Thank you to everybody who commented and engaged with us in the comments. And of course, thank you again to Maximilian for her time and sharing her awesome superpowers that many she has, and sharing it with us all and getting us excited. So yeah, that's it. And yeah, we'll catch you again next time. See you guys.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Bye.